Yes, sir, baby. On the radar. Yo, man, I love when people out of state come to visit me because it's been tough during the pandemic. Got the one, the only.
Smoke Bulga.
He took the words right out of my mouth. Smoke Bulga in the morning.
Yeah, on the radar.
On the radar. I don't know why I said it. It's been a long day for me. I apologize. What's
Got
up, bro?
Got a lot of big things going on today, bro.
A lot of big things.
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm alive, man. I'm alive. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying?
That's all we can
praise
ask
to the
for
Most
right
High.
now.
It's been a good day.
Absolutely, man. Shouts out to the creator of all things that put us on this couch together, man, with this beautiful energy.
Word. I'm happy to have you in the city, man. You know, I know when we're recording this tomorrow, you have a show in your home city, Boston, with Ross. Very exciting show. Major.
Definitely going to Big Night Live Friday night. Got a show with the boss, one of the GOATs, and it's just going to be big. It's big for my city. It'll be, you know, a time for me to display my first, you know, introduction on Maybach Music in front of a Boston crowd.
Yes.
Definitely.
Very exciting. The hometown gonna see you.
Absolutely.
They're gonna have the Maybach playing in the background for you now. You know what I'm saying?
The drop going crazy all night.
I'm very excited for that. So I want to get into you know how you got into Maybach, but before that, I really want to get like the full history about you. So when did you first realize you had this talent? Because I know before the interview we were talking about how like you said that you always wanted to do this with your life.
Definitely. I felt like coming up in Boston, you know, being a city of champions, we have a lot of champions in Boston that came and did their thing, you know, New Edition, Ed OG, you know, the list goes on. And we got new artists that's coming up along the way and they laying down a foundation, but always felt like it was a void there for somebody to really take the city to the next level. And ever since I was a kid, I felt like I was born for that position.
Okay.
Definitely. So I've been doing this since a kid, man. I remember the first time when I really felt like this is what I wanted to do and this was something I could do. I remember I had to be in like the 7th grade and the kid was coming to school and he was playing everybody his demo. And you know, I saw the clout he was getting off that, so I was like, damn, you know, maybe I could do that. I'm gonna keep it real. I went to a few of my big homies and tried to get them to go something for me, right? But I end up seeing myself just waiting around all the time. So I said, damn, I'm gonna try it myself. And once I did it, I tried it. Once I sat there and I memorized it, I went to school and I spit it for the same group of kids that heard the other kid, and they didn't believe that I wrote it. So
why they do that? Why they do you like that?
Man, it was crazy because, you know, I just think that they just thought, you know, at the time, like, it was just too advanced for me to be spitting. They thought that one of the big homies, what I really initially set out to do, wrote it for me, but it was all me, you know what I mean? So from there, always knew. And then coming up, I felt like it was always somebody that could play football better than me, somebody that could play baseball better than me, somebody that could dribble, you know, play ball faster than me, faster than me, you know, as far as speed. But when it came to the music, like the rap, I never found anyone that was better than me at the time and for my age range. So that's when I knew definitely I had something.
I felt the baseball one. That one kind of hit. That one kind of caught me to my core.
Oh, you fuck with baseball too?
I was, yeah.
What position?
What did I used to play? So I did a little bit of pitching, and then I was an outfielder.
Me too. I was left field. No, I was right field. I'm left-handed. I'm left-handed. I'm a lefty. So I was in right field.
Yeah, I was a left fielder, and then occasionally they would throw me in at shortstop, depending on.
Oh, you was nice
situation.
to be at shortstop because shortstop, that's a big responsibility, man.
Yeah, I was fast.
Definitely.
One keyword there is was fast.
Yeah, was right.
But like you said, there's always someone who can hit the ball better than you, who could run, catch the ball, hustle fast. You know what I'm saying? But you know, no one was better than you at this.
Nah, no. And that's when I knew I had something. So I just honed in on my skills, man, and just worked at it. Like they say, you know, putting in them 10,000 hours. But me, man, I feel like I put in 5 times, maybe even more than that, 10 times more than that to just perfect what I was doing.
Word. That 10,000 hour thing is a real thing.
It's real
too.
Language. That's real language, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to if this is what you love to do, anything that you love to do, I feel like, man, you got to be hands-on. You got to put boots on the ground.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep. Yeah, my pops instilled that 10,000. I forgot what book he read it from, but I know at some point when I was in middle school or high school, my dad was like, "Yo, whatever you love, just know." And I think because my dad's a big old school rock head, you know what I'm saying? He's like he's a Puerto Rican that loves rock. And he always would tell me about how the Beatles put in like 10,000 hours before they did, I don't know, X, Y, whatever it was.
I believe it.
Yeah, and then I was like, and then I didn't understand it as a kid, but I understand it now. You feel me? Like I get it. I get what he's saying now, because people think that they could be good at something by doing it like for like a year, 2 years, but that's not really how that works.
You know when you master it, you know what I mean? And I feel like for me, you know, it's people that, you know, I feel like it's a difference between, I feel like talent is something that God put inside you. You know, with anything that you do, whether it be sports or music, school, you know, if you work at it, you put in the hours, like we were just saying, the 10,000 hours, you'll become great. But I feel like talent is something that, you know, that is God-given, and you could do it at any time. Like me personally, I'm sorry. You know, a lot of people, you know, I feel like you got to put in a lot of time writing. And then some people, when it's time to go in the booth, they could just make it happen. Like I was listening to Kendrick Lamar today, and one of his interviews that he did with Rick Rubin, and he was speaking how he has to have a certain energy. Even if the lines that he wrote was 3 months ago, he had to find that same place when he comes into the studio to start the process of his creative side. You know, so I feel like that's a talent, because he's not, you know, saying he's writing for 3 months straight. He could just pick it up when it's time to go, because he put in those hours. And that's how I feel like it is with me. It's a God-given talent. Definitely.
Word. I thought that's a good point too, because, you know, you got to have like that type of vibe and whatnot when you're in the studio too.
Absolutely. Vibe and energy is everything. You know what I mean? I'm big on energy, so I feel like you can tell kind of when you're in the studio when it's going to be a good day and when it's going to be a bad day. You know, that's all based off of energy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you can read people's energies, and you can tell when people's energy is off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I even tell when people, you have good energy, but I can tell when people sit on this couch sometimes, I'd be like, oh, okay, it's going to be one of those type of interviews.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You could just kind of tell when based off people's energy. And then it throws me off sometimes. You feel me?
Absolutely. And that's one thing, you know, I like I said, you know, I like how y'all got it, man. Y'all got the clouds in here, man.
Right, just, mad aesthetically pleasing.
We chopped it up. As soon as we chopped it up off top, man, you know what I'm saying? It was a dope, like, you know what I mean, converse. So I already knew off top, man, the energy was going to be great in here, man.
Facts.
We on the radar.
There you go. That's a fact. And, you know, when I was reading up about you, I understand the way you got signed to MMG is very interesting, because it had to do with a snowstorm in Boston, correct?
Yes.
That was part of the process of what happened.
Yes.
Which is probably the most northeastern type of like experience ever, because I've been in the very northeastern. Like, I've been in the station when it's been snowing and I can't go nowhere. So I'm very interested to hear about this story with you and Ross being stuck in Boston in a blizzard.
Man, it just so happened, you know, Ross was in the town, and it just happened to be, it was a snowstorm, and I just remember, you know, getting a phone call, because at the time I was putting out a lot of freestyles back to back that was, you know, doing real well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was doing like, I did like I did Jay-Z Imaginary Players over, but I did it Pandemic Hustlers, you know? Just talking about like the pandemic and a lot of people that wasn't used to getting money at the time, not knocking nobody and what nobody do, because you got to get it how you live, but just talking about, you know what I'm saying, people that really wasn't used to getting the money before the pandemic. And once they got getting the pandemic money, you know, they spreading it out on their leg, on their arm, you know what I mean? We call them pandemic hustlers, because soon as it was over, the money was over, you know what I'm saying? And we've been doing this shit for a long time, and we take pride in that. So, you know, I did the Imaginary Player joint over and named it Pandemic Hustlers, and then I did another joint, so Ross was paying attention to what I was doing. And I just remember getting a phone call, and, you know, the homie Slab called me like, yo, Rose wants you to come down here, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna name the hotel and shit, very prestigious hotel in Boston. But he was like, yo, come down to the hotel. Rose want, you know, hear what you got. And I ain't know I was on speakerphone. So, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I start getting like, damn, you know, this the moment right here. And it was like, am I ready? I know I'm ready, but am I really ready? You know, you start questioning yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn. So I'm on the phone with Slab. I'm like, yo, hold on, I gotta get this shit together. And Ross just came out of nowhere. That shit was like it came out the clouds. Like, you see how you got the clouds right there? He just said, is you ready or you not ready? And that was just it. And I just remember saying, it's a pig's pussy pork? And the rest is history.
That's
incredible.
incredible.
You know what I mean? Real language. Like, that's exactly how I went. I came to the hotel, hopped in my Jeep, you know what I mean? Drove through the snowstorm, came to the hotel, pulled out the laptop, and, you know, by then, you know, I know we kind of going a little forward, but we had shot the water whipping video.
Okay.
So I kind of brought him up to speed, brought the laptop out, showed him the video that we did, played him a few more of the videos that I did, you know what I'm saying? And showed him, like, you know, at the same time, I'm like a rapping Virgil, you know what I'm saying? Because I designed my own clothes. I designed a few jackets for Ross. And that's really, you know, we built our relationship off of fashion, really. You know, we had a relationship, a long-standing relationship, but it became over the fashion. We both got a love for fashion. So, you know, we kind of developed our relationship off of the drip, real language. And it became, because I never really pushed the music. You know what I'm saying? It was organic. So that night, when I had my chance, I took it. And, you know, I hit the shot with 3 seconds left on the clock. Real language.
What was like? So that night was the night when he decided to bring you on to MMG.
Definitely. I remember, you know, just his words, powerful words, and saying, Bulga, you bring something to the table. We're going to make this happen. And I see the potential in you to be a star. And I see how hungry you've been over these years. And you never gave up. Through everything you've been, you showed nothing, you know what I'm saying? You stood the test of time. And that was it.
Crazy.
Definitely.
Crazy.
Definitely.
So how long after did you officially sign? Or did that night, with that night type situation? Because I know paperwork and things like that.
Yeah, you know how things go. The business is different. You know what I'm saying? That take a little time. So recently we did the announcement. We had the announcement in Billboard magazine.
Yep.
Complex,
Congratulations, of course.
Source,
Of course.
yeah, you know, and it became official.
Water whipping video out. It's been
Absolutely.
out. I think when we record this, like what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks has been out.
Yeah, we going on 2 weeks now.
2 weeks, yeah.
Definitely.
Which was dope because there was a lot of really cool cameos in there from like Nori, Fat Joe,
Yes, sir.
etc.
We can't forget the Fool God.
Oh yeah, Fool God. My bad.
Jonathan, my
bad.
man.
My
Yeah.
bad. Almost forgot the Fool God.
Yeah, can't forget the Fool God, man. He definitely. And we shout out to the Miami Heat executive and also the owner of Prime 112. They also made cameos in there.
There's a lot of people in that video.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. And, you know, shouts out to my man. He's an executive for Miami Heat. I don't want to get his name wrong. And shouts out to, you know, his wife too, because she's a weather girl in Miami. So we got to shout her out too. Yeah, we got to shout her out too, man. But
that's amazing.
I remember afterwards and having a conversation, you know what I'm saying? Shout out, you know what I mean, to Slab, and just, you know, just telling me how that all came together that day, and only the creator of all things could have made that happen.
With the cameos and everything going on.
That wasn't, you know, I'm going to keep it 1,000. Like, I'm going to keep it a Billy. That wasn't planned out. Everybody, you know, they think that might have been planned out, but it wasn't. We, you know, me and Ross at Prime 112, we out on the deck while we shooting a video, you know what I mean? The Dawn Cartagena pull up in the baby blue Bentley, right? Bentiega. Nori hop out with him. So just like a mob movie. We at the top. Ross like, hey, fellas. Hey, threw his arms up. They threw their arms up. Ross said, keep the cameras rolling. And everybody just came in and they was with it. They heard the song. And everybody, the energy was just beautiful.
Then at what point, what are you gonna do? You embrace it.
Absolutely. And then for me, it's like coming full circle to be able to have already a iconic legend from the South, like Ross himself co-signed me to Maybach Music, but then to get the co-sign from two big East Coast iconic giants and legend with the Don Cartagena Fat Joe and, N.O.R.E., you know what I'm saying, Noriega, and that was
different type of bag right there.
It was, man. And, or like I said, I can only thank the creator of all things, man, my ancestors, for making that happen.
So how's it feel now that you're part of the like you're carrying the legacy of Maybach Music on?
Man, I feel like, rest in peace to the legend, the Black Mamba, Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. When you come to one of these prestigious teams like the Los Angeles Lakers or the Boston Celtics, and they already won championships, they already have banners in the rafters. You just want to add on to the prestigiousness. You just want to be great. It's so much, lined up for you. You have to be great. It's no other choice. So I just feel like I said, not to compare myself to the greats, but, to give the analogy to people to see, nobody would have thought the Black Mamba, when he was coming off the bench for Eddie Jones, would have been who he was and who he grew to be. You know what I'm saying? And at the time he playing on a team with Shaq, that was a lot for him to have to make a name for himself. So I look at greats like Kobe, the Black Mamba, Paul Pierce, Garnett, Ray Allen, what they did, you know what I mean? Because they had to live with the prestige of Larry Bird, McHale, Robert Parrish, just like Kobe and them to Magic, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you know what I'm saying? Legends like that. You feel me? So we just, we're going to carry on the prestige and hold the flag high in the air.
I love that. So with the sample on that too, because that's not just any sample.
Man,
it's a legendary sample. So when you were clearing that, and also rest in peace.
Rest in peace to the legend Black Rob.
Yeah, rest in peace to the legend.
Absolutely.
Because that makes it even more of like okay, I got to make sure I do this right. You know what I'm saying? Because especially because we lost him within the past year. Right, COVID time is very funny, but within the past year we lost him. So what was your decision to? And obviously I'm assuming also Ross's decision, because it's your record, to go over this sample and kind of put your own spin on it.
First off, I want to say, rest in peace, long live Black Rob. I want to give a shout out, to his family and all of his fans. I want to give a shout out to the whole Bad Boy Music. I want to give a shout out to the GOAT, Diddy. You know what I mean? And, for me, like I said before, I can only keep it a Billy. You know what I'm saying? I could take the credit for it, but I'm not going to do that. It was actually, shout out to the producers, you know what I'm saying? GG Almighty from Atlanta. We had the record. Me and Ross had the record already. You know what I'm saying? And the way that my delivery and my bounce was on there, you know what I mean? I had the whoa in there. I was saying whoa, like every other bar. Right. Kind of like what Black Rob was doing. But not, like really not intentionally. It was just like the feeling over the beat, the original beat that we were using. So the producer, I sent the record to the producer just to see what he had, like what ear he had or what he felt. Like he might have heard something different, because we did records in the past to where he would just take the vocals and do the production over. So he was like, yo, man, I got this little thing, I got the whoa beat, and I like wanted to add it in there, you know what I mean, somewhere. And when I heard it, I'm like, nah, bro. We got to see what this sound like. And when he sent it back to me, and I just heard Rosé verse when he just came off like, I got me 60 cars, now I want 60 more. I'ma pull a 44, so fuck the figure 4. Bang. It just captured me, right? Because I knew I sat with that. I sat with it myself for a few days because I know me being a hip hop baby, me coming up in the game, me respecting the bad boys. You know, like I want to say like the bad boys, the Rockefellers, the Rough Riders, the Death Rows, the Cash Moneys. These are the labels growing up that made me want to be a part of a prestigious label like a Maybach Music. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So to be able to do something, I came up in the era, you know what I'm saying, like at the time being a young kid of listening to these legendary tracks made by Bad Boy. So I'm a fan first. So I know that classics can't be played with, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I sat with that for a few days to make sure this was the right decision. And it definitely was.
Definitely was.
You know, and overall, you know, the boss had the final decision on it. You know what I'm saying? So once the boss, he loved it, I knew that was it.
You knew it was time.
I knew it was time
to release it.
Yes, absolutely.
So since we're on the topic of music, you got a project coming out, right?
Yes, sir.
And so this is your first project under Maybach, right? Yep. And you told me the title, but I want you to reveal it yourself because I feel like it's more coming from you.
The name of my new EP coming out, 100 Million Ain't Enough. And a lot of people ask, where did that title come from? Because we all know 100 million is a lot of money. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from the hood, you coming from nothing. 100 million is a shit. A million is a lot of money. So 100 million is definitely a lot of money. The day I got signed, we call that draft day when I got signed to MMG, right? So we was at the promised land. We on Ross's Live, and we talking about the potential of our business relationships and where we see this going. And Ross was just like, naturally, organically, 100 million ain't enough. And as soon as he said it, I just said, yeah, 100 million ain't enough. I had to be on that bitch for Boston. And it just all just went so well, and it just became like a part of the whole movement.
You were like, write that shit down right now before one of us forget.
That's it right there, right? But it was so crazy because it's like, without us knowing, that saying became viral. Like, people were paying attention. I started seeing 100 million ain't enough popping up everywhere. So I said, you know what? That's it right there.
That's the project name.
Absolutely. And that's for just like, you know, why not aim higher? We can easily say, yeah, 100 million is enough. But why not? We trying to be billionaires out here. We sitting on this couch, both of us together. Everybody in this room set out to be billionaires. You know what I mean? So that's what we on. 100 million ain't enough.
When is the project coming?
We don't have an tentative date, but we looking like October, early November.
So by the end of this year?
Yep.
By the end of this year.
Definitely.
Some fall
Fourth
music.
quarter.
Some like fall, you know what I'm saying? Some fall going into the winter. Some, you know, some, as we've been saying, some hard hitting like music you could drive to in the Northeast when it's cold out, the jackets on, the watch on, everything.
Absolutely. And I just, you know, my cover is just going to be crazy.
What's the cover?
The cover, you know, we going to reveal it right here. We on the radar. Why not? The cover, so I'm going to reenact from The Dark Knight when the Joker set the money on fire.
Okay.
And he's standing in front of the money, and, you know what I mean, he take all of the, you know, the bosses, and he set their money on fire. So we're going to do that whole cover over.
Oh, that's fire. I like that.
Yeah, that shit
I
gonna
like
be crazy.
That's hard.
So, you know, we working on that as we speak, but definitely that's the cover. Soon come.
Soon come.
Be prepared. We definitely coming, man. We just gonna make sure it's right for y'all.
You working with anybody on this project? Obviously the boss. You got anybody else you've been working with for?
Man, we got a few other major features, but you know we gotta get the clearance right. We gotta get the business right first.
Right,
we don't
right,
want to say
right.
nobody
The busy work and all that.
And then we can't get them, you know what I mean, on the thing. But everything should be good, you know what I'm saying? Everything seems to be going right. But the next time we come on, we're going to reveal all of the features that's going to be on it. But right now we got Ross. And be on the lookout for some other big names as well.
Because you worked with like Conway and Jim in the past too, so you're no stranger to working with others.
Nice, absolutely. I want to shout out, you know what I mean, my boy Struggle Mike out there in Buffalo. You know, he kind of like a DJ Khaled in Buffalo.
Okay.
And you know, he took a liking to my music, and we collabed on a few joints. He got a good relationship with those guys, with the Griselda guys, and actually I have a joint that we got out there right now that I just did with Heem and Benny the Butcher. That's crazy. Dope boys, you know what I'm saying?
Dope.
So definitely, man, if you haven't heard that, man, check it out because, you know, the bars on there is crazy. So get a chance, check that out. Dope boys.
It's
Bulga and Butcher.
It's funny because as you talk, sometimes I catch like the spirit of Ross coming through you, like the way that you say certain things. I'm like, yo, I hear it. I hear the influence, and I hear the conversations, and I hear the, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know what's crazy, right? Because Ross is like, you know, Big Billy Belichick, you know what I mean? And Bulga like Brady.
My man made a Bill Belichick and Tom Brady reference on a New York show. This is crazy. What is going on?
Oh man,
I
forgot we got Jet fans in here because
I'm definitely not a Jet fan.
You know what happened? No bullshit, bro.
I'm definitely not a Jet fan.
I thought because you said the Jet colors earlier.
I'm definitely not a Jet fan. I ain't loyal to no team really. I'll be honest, but I ain't a Jet fan.
So you know, but I truly feel, you know what I mean? That's how it is. So, you know what I mean? I'm picking up game, and it's no other better coach than the boss, and definitely learning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely learning a lot as far as franchising, as far as establishing, as far as doing business, and as far as not just being a rapper, because it's bigger than just being a rapper.
Bigger, it's bigger. It's always bigger than rap because you got to think after you do all you put out the project, you're like, you know, what else do I do now outside of the music? You know what I'm saying? Like investments. Like I know he posted his like long investment sheet like a few days ago when we were recording this. So I was thinking about that. Like, and I like talking to artists about that.
Definitely.
Because you got to think about what, you know, the music is one form of income and a way to get yourself out there. But then it's like, what do you do with that money and how do you invest it and, you know, make your money work for you?
Absolutely, because it's about longevity. It's about surpassing and outlasting. And me personally, like I want longevity. Mm-hmm. I want to be able to leave a mark in the game. And you know, coming from a city like Boston, it's like 10 times harder to make it out of Boston. Mm-hmm. So just for the struggles and everything that we've been through, we just be able to lay a foundation to where other artists can come up out of Boston, and it's easier. The path is laid for them to follow. The trail is blazed for them to follow. Instead of, you know, like myself, it's been a lot of years, a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. We finally here, but we want to be able to make that process of coming in the door a little bit easier for our city. Definitely.
I love that. So a lot more on the way outside the music.
Absolutely. Like I said, you know, this right here, this jacket that I have on right now.
Made by you.
Yep.
Designed by
DG
you.
Collective. This is like, you know, a piece that I did, you know, we call it like fuck love piece, you know what I'm saying?
You sell those online?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to check it out.
Word,
like
you know what I mean? Because you see right there, we got Cupid with the chopper aiming at the heart. You know what I mean? I want to turn around, but I don't want to mess up the mic position. But just show you the back. But you know, we have a lot of things coming, man. You know what I'm saying? Not just music. Me, I want to be able to capitalize on all the subcultures within the culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm an avid. I like working out. I like fitness. I got ideas to do things with fitness. You know, I also like. I'm a connoisseur with the you know what I mean, with the marijuana. So that's definitely
it's legal now. In New York.
Absolutely, man. In Boston, we like the East Coast, California, man. It's been like that for a while, man. No, it been legal.
I did not know that.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
In Boston, man, we got it. So that's another thing, man. But just want to be able to spread it out and, man, and definitely bring the money back into the team and just keep it circulating for generations to come, because it's really about generational wealth. What can you establish for your great-great-grandkids? Because that's when you really accomplish, when you can leave things for generations. Generational wealth is important. So that's another thing. We want to be able to preach financial literacy in the community through the music as well, because Ross does that. So it's pretty easy, you know what I mean? People, they wake up in the morning, they get inspired by the Boss page. Me, myself, I'm one of them people. So I want to be able to be an inspiration to my city. Because in Boston, it's different than New York,
Way different,
New York,
yeah.
You might see Hove pull up, you know what I'm saying? In the, you might see Hove in the Bugatti. You might see Diddy come through, pull up in the Bentley,
something like that, yeah.
So you see that inspiration there. In Boston, we only see the trappers. You know what I'm saying? We only see the P's pull up like that. So it's like a whole different thing. You're gonna aim for something different. You're gonna look at it like, you don't see the rappers doing that like that. So me, that's what I try to represent, to show, the kids, the youth in my community, that you could do this shit, you could chase your dreams, you know what I'm saying? Because I could literally say that I done put some of them hottest cars on the streets, you know what I'm saying? Literally, before the rap, you know what I'm saying? So we want to keep that prestige going, and we would just want to show the kids, man, coming out of Boston, a place where it's hard to come out of, you can do that shit. Feel me? It's not impossible at all.
It's not impossible.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's a great bar to end it on. I'm very excited to do this again when the project comes out. You know what I'm saying? I'm very excited to talk about the project.
Definitely, bro.
It's gonna be incredible. I already know. Before we go, let the people know anything else I gotta know about. This camera right here is yours, where they can follow you at, all that good stuff.
Check this out, man. It's your man Bulga, Double MG in the building. You can follow me on Instagram, Smoke Bulga. That's BULGADG at the end of that. So Smoke, BULGADG. That DG right there.
Says it right on his jacket.
Long live my brother Rock Ducati. You know what I'm saying? Whole life for life, DG in the building. Maybach Music. Shout out to the whole Maybach Music. Shout out to the whole DG. Shout out to my dogs on Radar. Shout out to Power 105. And we rapping. Shout out to Boston. Shout out to New York. East Coast Conference champions, man. I'm really on that. I'm big on that East Coast, man. Keeping that flag in the air, man. Definitely a new representation, a new representative of the East Coast. And I'm definitely going to put that all-star jersey on and do my thing and get on the court.
As you should.
You know what I mean? And put up points on the board for this East Coast shit. Real language.
Boom. There it is.
Yes, sir.
Bulga.
Bulga.
Boom. There you have it, on the radar, baby.
Yes, sir.
That was fire, bro.